One of the best things about deer hunting, deer camp, is the venison jerky. Now, it takes a while to make, so we won't have this one till next year, but we've got the rounds from 2 of the deer we shot, and we're gonna make some venison jerky. We've chosen the sweet teriyaki jerky. What we're gonna do is put it on our Walton's 12-inch slicer, get it nice and thick, then we're gonna marinate it in this jerky seasoning. We're gonna add cure. I know a lot of people don't with their jerky, but I say it's like wearing a seatbelt. Even if you're just driving around the corner, it's still a good idea. Doesn't hurt anything, and it might save you a lot of pain in the long run. Now we've got 14 pounds here, so we're gonna slice this up on our 12-inch Walton slicer. Then we're gonna marinate it, and we're gonna put it in a smoker. I know a lot of people like putting it in a dehydrator, and if you have one of our 12-tray digital dehydrators or 2,000 square inch digital dehydrators, those do get hot enough, but in general, most dehydrators aren't gonna get high enough for you to be able to safely process jerky. So we recommend you put it in your smoker, and then if you want a little bit of a drier texture to it, put it in your dehydrator after that. So with this slicer, one of the nice things is we can get even size slices throughout everything. No guessing with a knife. It'll get you exactly the thickness you want. You might occasionally want to rotate your piece of meat. What that's gonna do is going to prevent tailing. What tailing is as we push the carriage across the blade, it's gonna cut really well initially, but when that meat's not nice and frozen, at the end, it's gonna start tailing off. So it's gonna be thinner at the end, and it kind of just pushes it out. So what we wanna make sure we're doing is every 4 or 5 pushes of the carriage, we pick the piece of meat up and we turn it on its side. So what was the front is then the back, what was the back is then the front, and that's gonna make sure that we have nice, even thickness throughout the entire thing. So we chose the sweet teriyaki jerky. Now we have a 14-pound batch. That is 29 point something ounces of seasoning for just that meat. So lots of sugar in this one. We're definitely not gonna recommend you try this with our tender jerky where we add extra sugar, because this already has enough sugar in it. Now we're at a deer camp, so we don't have water that we want to be putting on our meat. We've been drinking bottled water all week. What we're gonna do here is put all the seasoning in there and the cure, and then we're gonna put just enough water to make it so all of this meat can be marinating the entire time. We're then gonna let it sit for at least 24 hours. Then we're gonna put it in the smoker. Now, if you have a tumbler at home, you can skip this step. You can actually go ahead and just put it in the tumbler and then go right to the smoker, dehydrator, oven, whatever you wanna do. But without any tumbler, you need to let it sit for at least 24 hours. Otherwise, it's basically like putting ketchup on French fries. Yeah, the taste is there, but it's not imparted into it. You want this jerky seasoning to impart into the meat. So we have a meat lug here. We're gonna take this out, we're gonna squish it all up, we're gonna get as much air out of it as we possibly can. And we're gonna tie it up and we're gonna leave it somewhere where all of the meat is covered with water. That's gonna make sure that all of that flavor, all of that sweet teriyaki jerky flavor that we're looking for out of our venison sausage is gonna make venison jerky is gonna make its way into the jerky.